Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I am the conservative convict. I am 7 years clean. I did 10 years in prison, but now I am free and off parole, i.e., supervision, if you're in a supervision state. Um, I am currently on the third video of a 5 video series explaining what kept me out of prison. We have a huge problem with two things in this country: fatherless homes and recidivism. Within the first year, 71% go back to prison. And we need to stop that, man. And part of the problem with that is not having positive, good role models. And the first male role model a child's going to see is their father. And if you're in prison, or if you're locked up in jail, or if you're doing some dirt that could end putting you there, you need to get back, man. You need to work on it. And if you don't know how, if you don't have a support system, if everyone's written you off, come watch my video series. And if you need to comment. I'll comment back. We can chit chat. Because if we're going to make it out in this world, we need to make it together. So the third thing is perseverance. And when we talk about perseverance, usually, we talk about, the hardworking, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, don't give up, just keep going, perseverance, which is good, but that's typically involving materialistic things, especially when you first get out of prison. Is you're told, hey, you need to get a job, you need to keep working at it, you need to keep trying, or you're not going to make it. And yes, it's hard, and it could take a while. I'm 7 years since I last went to prison, and it took this long for me to find someone that would hire me outright, regardless of my background, and give me a chance. But the thing is if I would have stopped, if I would have gave up and said, you know what, no one's gonna give me a chance. No one's gonna be willing to say yes to me. I'd probably be back in prison. I definitely wouldn't be with my wife. I definitely wouldn't have the two amazing children that live in my home and the one child that doesn't live in my home. So, yes, you gotta keep grinding. You gotta keep moving forward. You gotta do it, man. Because if you don't go all out, you'll never know how far you'll get. Because you'll peter out. You'll end up giving up. So go all out. You can make it. I know you can, because I did. And you just gotta find the right people. You gotta find those right jobs. And you might have to suck up a couple of really crappy jobs just to get to that point. But you know what? You're going to get to a point where you can say proudly, I earned that job. I work that job because that is the job I'm qualified for. Just got to keep working at it, man. The other type of perseverance that people don't think about is basically involving what I'm talking about. The first two steps: accountability, responsibility. If you got those two things down, awesome, amazing. You got to keep doing it. Because you will find yourself slowly slipping out of that mentality and becoming less and less about your accountability and less about your responsibility. Because I know it gets hard. If you're really out there grinding, if you're really out there working your tail off to prove yourself and doors keep getting closed in your face, yeah, I get it. Why hold yourself accountable if no one's going to give you a chance? Why ask for responsibility when no one respects you enough to get that responsibility? Yeah, it happens. It's good. It's going to take a while. The mentality in this country of America is that there's a reason why you went to prison, and there's a reason why you would go back. And everyone always thinks that prisoners get an easy ride, and that they need to get punished after the fact that they left prison. Now, if you're watching and you were never an ex-prisoner, you're just watching to watch, think about this. When we sat in front of that judge, and that judge said 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years in my case, what did you think that was for? Do you think that was so that we could just think about our actions and then get out and then be punished? No. That was our punishment for whatever it was that we did. That was what the judge felt based upon experts, potentially the jury, the DA, who the DA is going to be the person that's hardest on you, and he has a direct link to the judge. So I understand being leery and being cautious around an ex-prisoner who's asking for you to give him a chance. We don't want handouts. We don't want you to give us a leg up. We just want you to see that we have been holding ourselves accountable. We have been taking on responsibility, and we have been persevering so that we can show you how much more we can do those things. How much more we can increase the responsibility taking that we currently have. And we want to show you that we're worth respecting. And is it everybody? No, it's not. There's some people that are just going to go to prison back and forth for the rest of their life. And that's the way it is. Because there's people that don't want to change. They enjoy that lifestyle too much. So yes, with a keen eye, you need to keep an eye on that. But one of the biggest factors that I've noticed in guys that either come back or go back to prison or stay out of prison is how long are they willing to try. Because once they give up, they're going to go back to prison. But if they're still trying, if they're still putting in applications, if they're still talking to people, trying to support other people too, because that's a part of the perseverance. If you're trying to help your support group so your support group can help you, you're trying to make it so that you can go on a little longer. And if you can maintain those things, and if those of you around you can see those things, and then doors are going to open up, man. Things are going to happen. It just might take a while. You know, I've been out for 7 years. I've been talking about trying to help other prisoners for 7 years. And just now, finally, I'm in talks with somebody that works in a prison. And hopefully maybe we can set something up where I can have a little bit more of a direct role of the soon-to-be released prisoners. But until then, this is what I got. I got videos. If you were just released, if you've been in prison before, and if you want to know, hey, how does this guy stay out, stay hopeful? I have not thought about going back to prison in probably the last 5 years. Because it took me, once I got out of prison, it took me 2 years to get off parole/supervision. And then once I got off, I knew I could stay free. I knew I could stay home. I had the hope of a better future, which gave me the drive to do the right thing. And part of that was just keep going, man. Perseverance. Don't give up. I know it's hard. I know what it's like to get, your face slapped, sucker punched. Had a great interview, got an interview, feeling good, top of the world. And before you even make it around the block, you get that call. We're considering other candidates. I've had that happen a lot. But you know what? I kept going. And now I work for a pretty awesome company. They've done amazing things for me. And they know my background. I'm open with what happened to me. I'd let anybody know. And they still gave me a chance. And now I make more money than I've ever made before. Which makes me feel amazing. It helps me afford this garage, my apartment, my tools, the leather that I work on, the wood that I do. But if at any time I had given up, it would have been over. Because we have a unique situation. We know how far into the criminal world we're willing to get. And we know when to stop. And it's almost never before we make it to prison. But how far can you go in the citizen side? How far can you lift up your community? How far can you go to make sure that the kids in your community, in your neighborhood, in your house can look at you and say, that is the type of man I want to be? We don't know that until we get there. I'm still learning mine. I'm still learning how far I can go. But I know we can make it. I know we can stay out. And at a minimum, I know we can be good fathers and husbands and boyfriends. Just got to keep working at it. Got to keep going. And no matter what, don't give up. Well, if you like what you heard and you want to hear more, or if you want to comment, please do. Like and subscribe. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I'm really trying to get my name out there so that I can have more personal one-on-one contact with you guys, with people that are just getting out, people that are still in, so that I can help them and create a community of ex-prisoners helping ex-prisoners. We can do it. We have the empathy because we have the same rough experiences. So if you want to be a part of that, get in here early, like and subscribe, like I said earlier, and just be a part of this. Because I'm really enjoying making these videos, and I want to continue making them even after my 5-part series. Because the things that I want to do are going to change the world. And if you want to change the world, you got to change yourself.